Welcome to QS Waves, the podcast series bringing you bite-sized, easy-to-digest episodes packed with marketing insights and tips. Here at Quality Solicitors, we are dedicated to helping law firms grow through exceptional services. In this series, we're diving deep into the world of marketing, offering you expert advice on everything from SEO to campaign management and more. If you enjoy what you hear and want to learn more about how we can help your firm grow, visit us at www.growwithqs.com. And if you have any questions or need any further assistance, don't hesitate to reach out to us at marketing@qualitysolicitors.com. I'm Damian Reid, head of marketing at Quality Solicitors. I didn't know what I was doing then for a second. There's my job title. And today I am joined by Scott Younger, marketing account manager, and our special guest, Nida Saleem, digital marketing specialist. In this episode, we're focusing on practical time-saving strategies to help law firms make the most of their marketing efforts without stretching resources. Whether you're new to marketing or just short on time, these quick wins can boost your client reach and strengthen your firm's presence with minimal effort. We'll cover simple, impactful tactics from enhancing your Google business profile and gathering client reviews to leveraging social media and email marketing. We'll also touch a little bit on basic SEO, local advertising, and how to make data-driven adjustments to maximize your impact. If you're looking for easy ways to improve your marketing and bring in more inquiries, this episode is packed with insights to get you started the right way. Scott and Nida, once again, it's a pleasure for you both to be on this podcast. How are you both doing?
Thank you, Damian, for having me in this podcast. I'm very excited to share some of the tips with our listeners about the client base increasing and digital marketing strategies.
And yeah, thanks, Damian. It's great to be here. And yeah, looking forward to it.
Brilliant. So this podcast or this episode is about the people at firms, typically smaller firms, who just don't have a huge amount of time to do everything that they need to do when it comes to marketing. They may be someone who doesn't even have any marketing experience. They could be, in smaller firms, it could be a practice manager, or it could be a fee earner who's been told to lend some time to get some marketing done. So this episode is for you, and we're going to focus on things that don't take a huge amount of time and effort and that have a big impact. So we're going to be talking about, as I said during the intro, we're going to be talking about email marketing and cross-selling, Google My Business, and then localized SEO. We'll kick things off with email marketing and cross-selling. Scott, for our listeners, what is email marketing?
So email marketing is simply essentially sending emails to your clients and marketing to them that way. Essentially, it's a medium of marketing that uses email to get key sort of sales messages across, and gives your clients essentially ways that they can get in touch with you, showcase your expertise, and services that you offer, and can also, it's a way to sort of share content that's relevant to them all through the medium of email.
Yep. And I suppose people would probably associate email marketing with cold emails. There's emails that you get in your inbox from a company that you've never heard of. But specifically what we're talking about here is tapping it in to a huge database of data that you already have, and that's your previous clients. So, Nida, what sort of platforms could we use, or what sort of platforms could our listeners use to be able to tap into that information to bring in new business?
Absolutely, Damien. I would say that when time is tight, your best resource is often your existing client base.
Mm-hmm.
A simple but effective approach is to focus on email marketing and cross-selling services to your current clients. The reason why I'm saying is that they already trust you. So it's often just a matter of letting them know about your other services you provide. So, uh, starting by segmenting your current client based on their past interaction. For example, if a client came to you for convincing, they might also need help with wills, probate, or family. So, with a segmented list, you can send targeted, straightforward, simple email about these additional services to your client.
Mm-hmm.
There are a number of platforms, for example, MailChimp, Force24, that do provide a clear, direct email that can go a long way in generating new business without needing a complex marketing platform. So I think by following an automation, following with the segmentation can result in the great awareness of your other services in your current client base.
Yeah. Nida's mentioned a few platforms there, Scott. MailChimp is obviously one that is used by a lot of people. It's quite simple to use. I mean, is it a platform that anyone could pick up and use with little to no experience of email marketing?
I think so. Like I say, it's not an advert for MailChimp. There are quite a lot of other easy to use platforms out there. Yeah. Like I think .digital's one that I've used before, for instance. It's quite simple to use. But there's a whole range of them out there. MailChimp's one of the ones that's probably quite beginner friendly. In terms, I think it does have a free package, so that can be one that you can just trial test as a little trial run, for instance, if you want to. But I'm sure there are plenty of other platforms that do similar things. But I think it's good because it's a lot easier to set up than people realize. Most of the time, you are working with Excel spreadsheets of all your sort of your clients that are, say, completed, for instance, in a given year, or that you've worked with over a certain year, have instructed you. So essentially, you'll capture their email addresses along the way, and so essentially you've got this data to hand. All it needs is you need to sort of essentially you can just upload that Excel spreadsheet to MailChimp. Or other platforms are available, and then you can you've got a whole list of people you can email out to who you're not emailing they're not complete strangers, because they have had that interaction with you. They've gone through albeit conveyancing. They might have set a will with you. They have worked with you before. You're not call emailing out of the blue, but essentially they've proven to you that they are open to accessing legal services because they've done it through you before. They may have even left a positive review, for instance. So these are people that can be very engaged and receptive to going back and working with you again. You can obviously cross-sell the services. You can go into ways that you can help in other ways. So, for instance, if they've gone through the conveyancing journey, you can let them know about updating their will, and you offer that service, for instance. But I think the key thing is to make sure that whatever you're emailing about, make sure it's concise. You want to make sure the subject lines are quite engaging. You don't want to ramble too long in both subject lines and the email body itself, and make sure there's a strong call to action. That you aren't sort of giving them information for information's sake. You're also trying to sort of guide them towards getting in touch with you or engaging with you in some way. So I think there's also sort of reminding them. It's also a great thing to do is just do a very basic referral campaign where you essentially can ask them to refer someone they know to you, and you can maybe incentivize that with something like a gift card that can, I guess, say a £20 gift, Amazon gift card. Other gift cards are available, but you can essentially, that's a great way to incentivize it, because essentially what you're doing is you're basically accelerating word of mouth, because that's what people do anyway. Though they have a good experience with a firm, or a restaurant, whether they'll tell their friends. But this way, you're reminding them to do that and giving them a reward for telling their friends.
And that reward doesn't necessarily have to be monetary either, does it? It could be something along the lines of it could be even a will review, a free will review, which doesn't cost anyone anything, but it could actually create more work by giving someone that free thing as well. So
Or
yeah,
give a discount on future services, for instance. Like,
yes,
you can creatively do it in a lot of different ways.
absolutely, absolutely. And these email campaigns, these email marketing campaigns that you're doing can be as complex as you want them to be. So it could be something simple as, you know, a 2 or 3 touch point email. It could be that you've segmented your audience. So if your firm uses a CMS, hopefully you will be able to categorize your different types of clients. So, you know, someone who's maybe gone through a divorce, or someone who's got your data, but you've got their data because of will or conveyancing. And then you can have different types of email journeys. And then the great thing about all these platforms as well, you can have trigger points as well. So they could be, you know, if they've interacted with an email, then they get another email. If they don't interact with an email, then that there could be a longer period of time before they get the second email. So there's all different things that you can put in place if you have time. And we're talking about quick wins here, but if you have the time, you can make these as complex as you wish.
I think a key thing there as well is, sorry to interrupt, I think a big thing
sure.
to do as well, if you are tight on time, is you set up the basic version, see how that works, and then maybe make tweaks later on. It could be a way to do it. So you're not doing it all up front, you're just sort of seeing how it works, and then you can make it more complex later on, or you can scale it back depending on how it performs.
Yeah, I mean, testing and doing A/B testing would be the great to check which version of your email is best.
Yeah. So again, let's just assume not everyone knows what A/B testing is needed. Just very quickly, how would you describe A/B testing?
So, A/B testing is one of the best way to test what's working and what's not. We often talk about the number of campaigns like PPC campaign, SEO campaign, or email campaign, but the most important thing is to know what is working, what is not working. Either it can be your email, it can be your any asset that are using in the email. So, for example, if you are generating one email with an image, a shorter image, and then you're sending that email at the same time you're sending a long email with a long PDF version or a long image with much text, and then sending both emails at the same time. After some time, like number of days, then you can test that what version of email get more clicked or conversion, or what is the version that gains most attraction from the visitor. Okay, so in this way you're putting your efforts, your time, your money in the right direction, rather than just spending money or spending your time on the thing that is actually not working. So I think it's very important to do A/B testing in every way. Even it could be as simple as just changing the subject line of an email, and we can test the opening rate of doing so.
Yeah, you're quite right. So yeah, when it comes to A/B testing, you can do it in multiple ways.
Yes, of
It's
course.
nothing worse when you've put together a campaign and you don't have that alternative, and you go, "Oh, it doesn't work," but you have no idea why. If you've got that A/B testing, and you can test them one against the other. You're quite right. You can do the subject line, so you can measure how many people have opened that email, but then you can also do the content as well, so you can see whether or not that's converting. Are you? Yeah, you might. Your subject line might be getting people opening the email, but
Yes.
you know, if you A/B test the content, that could also then determine that the other type of content is actually getting more people making contact with you,
Exactly.
or clicking on your website, or clicking on a link, or whatever you've got. You know, you're measuring for those emails. Excellent. Right. So we've talked about email marketing, cross-selling as well. The other two things that we're going to talk about is Google My Business and then localized SEO. So we'll start with Google My Business. And if you are a listener of our podcast, then you've probably heard us talk about Google My Business on many, many occasions. But for someone who may be listening for the very first time, Nida, can you tell our listeners the importance of why a company, any company, should have a Google My Business profile?
Yes, definitely, Damien. I would say that Google My Business is a powerful tool to increase your online local presence. As we know that if for a law firm, if a client is searching for family solicitor, then he is most probably going to type family solicitor near me. And then it would be the case that Google My Business is the one that will be in the top of result before website. So it's the Google My Business profiles that can be the first impression or the first touch point towards your potential client. It can be used to send message to your clients. It can use to increase or your database for your reviews, and also you can provide photos of your current offices. You can like provide your contact details and opening timing and closing timing of your office. And the most important, it is very important to have reviews on your profile. In today's digital landscape, when there is a bombardment of website, bombardment of information, having positive client reviews is very important. And
Yeah.
Google My Business is a platform that actually give you opportunity to collect the review from your customer. Now we can say the question is how we can encourage our customers to to give reviews. I would say that timing is everything.
Hmm.
Asking for a review at the right moment, right after a positive case outcome or a satisfying case, makes clients more likely to respond. Okay, so also make the process as easy as possible. Send them a follow-up email with direct link to platform like Google My Business. The simpler it is, the higher the chances the client will follow through. So showcasing these reviews across your online platform, put them on your website, put them on your social media, actually strengthen your reputation in digital landscape.
Lovely, thank you. Scott, what other ways can firms try and garner reviews from their clients? You have a dog in the background.
I do have a dog that just snaps in the background. I'm very sorry. Oh yeah, in terms of he's just woken up from his nap. I think a big way to get client reviews is it sounds very basic, but asking for them. I think we talked about email marketing earlier. I think having a simple email that asks. So, for instance, thinking about the conveyancing journey, a simple email after post completion, obviously wishing them good luck in their home, but also just asking for their feedback at that stage is a great way to solicit some feedback. Sort of refer it, and you can include links to the Google My Business page, so they're right there. They can just get a review there and give you their feedback. It's also very important to proactively gather reviews this way, because that way you'll get a more representative view of your services as well, rather than just usually if you don't ask for reviews, a lot of the time it'll be the extreme reactions either way. Either the people who are very happy will give a review, or people who are very negative will give a review. So this way you get a bit more of a balanced profile and a bit more of a reflective profile of what your service levels are. I think it's just always key to get reviews, because then you've got the social proof as well. If people are going onto Google and seeing you, and they see you've got 5-star reviews or an average of 5-star reviews, it's going to reflect really well on you. And just having a page as well that people can, it shows you're transparent as well, because even if your reviews maybe aren't the best, the fact that they can actually look at your reviews is already better than a firm that, say, it doesn't have a Google Business page and there's no way to see reviews, and you're thinking, well, what have they got to hide? Why is that? So I think it's always important to have a breadth of reviews there, and encourage them wherever you can.
It's imperative that firms have a well optimized Google My Business profile. If someone is searching, for instance, for a solicitor in their local town, a solicitor near me, or whatever they want, and they're looking purely on Google search rankings, you've got a lot of competition, and you've got a lot of competition as well from national brands as well, who are got their own listings, their own reviews, sites as well, that are all competing to be at the top of the Google rankings. When you're looking at the business rankings, it is literally the businesses that are local to that person. So it's less there's less competition. So when we're talking about that, the limited amount of time that you have, it's easier to be discoverable on the Google My Business rankings than it versus the Google or Bing search results. However, that doesn't necessarily mean that you should be ignoring your search results. And there are many things that you can do on your website, but we're just going to focus on some of the simple things. So Nida, what can somebody do with a limited amount of time? What areas can they focus on for their website?
I would say that for a limited time, I would say that location-based keywords are fine. People can focus on location-based keywords. For example, family solicitor in London or family solicitor, convention solicitor near me. These are fine, but it's even more effective to target specific service-specific keywords that actually reflect your areas of expertise, like wills, probate, commercial litigation, or business solicitor. The reason why I am saying is that people often search for a specific service rather than just lawyer near me. And they are going to search for convincing lawyer near me or convincing solicitor near me or family solicitor near me rather than going just general. So if you have to choose between location-based keywords or service-based keyword, I would recommend to prioritize service-based keywords first. And there are a number of tools like Google Keyword Planner to see what actually people are searching for in the Google. You can browse competitor sites. You can uh, uh, blend their local intent with the services. These can actually improve the relevance of the website. So yeah, I mean definitely it could result a very good result in the Google ranking in this way.
Lovely. Thank you very much. Nida, Scott, it's been an absolute pleasure. I was smirking during the last bit, Nida. Nothing with what you were saying, but because Scott had his microphone on mute again, and I'm assuming there's more background noises going on. It probably is. It's probably a timely thing for me to apologise if there's any background noises going on my end. It's half term, and I've got 3 crazy kids running around the house at the moment, even though I told them that Daddy's recording a podcast. Well, what can you do? Anyway, right. So there is a link, hopefully, in the description of this video and podcast to an article specifically about quick wins to get more clients through your door. So make sure to read that. And I want to thank you, Scott and Nida, and of course, thank you to our audience for tuning in to this episode of QS Waves. We hope you found these insights helpful for your marketing efforts. Don't forget to visit us at www.growwithqs.com for more resources and information on how we can help your firm grow. If you have any questions or need any further assistance at all, feel free to reach out to us at marketing@qualitysolicitors.com. And until next time, keep making your marketing strategies grow.